Hitler's elite, feared across fronts, known for black uniforms and ruthless reputation. Third Reich fell in 45, but their war wasn't over. Hunted, vanished, or rebuilt lives in secret. May 1945. Nazi Germany was done. Hundreds of thousands of Waffen SS laid down arms. Once Hitler's elite, they became POWs or fugitives in a broken world. Allies ordered the SS dissolved. Waffen SS units, from frontline to auxiliary, were rounded up. Thousands marched into captivity, still in the uniforms that once struck terror. The Nuremberg trials swiftly followed. The SS was argued as a key instrument of Nazi crimes. In 46, the SS was declared a criminal organization. Membership alone could be a crime. Denazification courts sifted through millions. Waffen SS verdicts hinged on rank, service, and local politics. A few notorious leaders, like Kurt Meyer, faced trials for atrocities in France and Belgium. Others faced tribunals for roles in Italy, Balkans, or the East. But most lower ranks were soon free. Post-war camps were brutal. Prisoners faced disease, hunger, and the open sky. Allies, swamped with millions, focused on top offenders. Others were released with uncertain futures. Some returned to ruined towns. Others drifted through displaced persons camps. A few escaped Europe entirely, using forged papers and networks. Karl Nikolausilek, a panzer commander, found refuge in Argentina, building a quiet life. Others fled to Spain, Syria, Egypt. These escapes fueled Ratline's stories, still debated. For those who stayed, early years brought disillusionment. Waffen SS meant brutality. Veterans were excluded from jobs, pensions, even war grave honors. The SS was still criminal. In under 3 years, a force of nearly 1 million became scattered individuals. Nuremberg sealed their reputation, but their fates were just beginning. The Federal Republic of Germany's creation in 1949 began a new chapter for these men. Leaders inherited a nation with ex-Nazis and soldiers, many ex-Waffen SS. Younger, scarred, and politically risky. Allies kept the SS criminal, barring veterans from public life. But West Germany's rebuilding needed its soldiers. The Cold War shifted focus. Pragmatism trumped denazification. Stability and votes mattered. Early 50s saw debates on veteran welfare. The 1950 Relief Act became a flashpoint. Should Waffen SS men get benefits like other soldiers? The law sparked fierce debate. Conservatives, including Adenauer, agreed. Excluding them risked alienating voters. In 1953, Adenauer said they fought as soldiers, like any others. This marked a quiet shift. Many ex-SS men could claim pensions, especially those conscripted after 1943. By 1956, the question arose, could ex-SS men serve in the new German army, the Bundeswehr? In theory, yes. In practice, few were accepted. Out of 3,117 applicants, only 508 were approved. Rejections cited ideology, records, or Allied fears of a tainted military. Those who did serve often hid their past. Beyond official channels, they found work in factories and businesses. Military discipline helped, but stigma remained. Many avoided the topic, blending into the 50s collective silence. Yet, the issue of justice remained. For victims, SS veterans receiving pensions felt like betrayal. Survivor groups condemned it. Historians note economic integration often preceded moral reckoning. By the early 60s, West Germany boomed. For ex-SS men, life stabilized, but resentment simmered. Many felt abandoned and vilified. These grievances would soon find a voice, shaping how Germany remembers its most controversial soldiers. In the early 50s, ex-Waffen SS officers began organizing. HIAG, the Mutual Aid Association, was founded in 1951. HIAG began as welfare, but grew into a powerful political and historical lobby. Founders, former generals, argued the Waffen SS was an apolitical fighting force, soldiers like any other. This narrative appealed. Conservative politicians courted HIAG for veteran votes. Adenauer met with leaders. Adenauer's 53 statement was partly Hayek's doing. By the mid-50s, HIAG had tens of thousands of members. They published magazines, organized reunions, and funded memoirs framing SS divisions as elite military units. Paul Hauser's 1953 book, Soldiers Like Any Other, became the core of this myth. HIAG peaked in the 60s. Some ex-officers gained public roles, commemorating SS reunions without criticism. But in the 70s, as Germany confronted its past, tolerance waned. Historians exposed Hayek's revisionism and war crime minimization. A 1978 investigation revealed Hayek's political ties and pension pressure. This scandal hurt their credibility. HIAG remained active for a decade, sustained by aging veterans. Membership declined, and public disapproval grew. Anti-fascist groups protested reunions. In 1992, HIAG dissolved. Few thought the debate over the Waffen SS would truly fade. But the legacy and myths surrounding these men proved remarkably persistent. Decades later, their story still shapes discussions of war, justice, and identity. After the Berlin Wall fell in '89, reunified Germany confronted its past more openly. Archives and testimonies revealed Waffen SS units worked with Gestapo and Einsatzgruppen, shattering the clean military myth. Yet, as scholarship dismantled illusions, new controversies emerged. In the 90s, reports revealed some ex-SS men still received pensions, sparking outrage, especially as Holocaust survivors lacked compensation. It became clear many survivors never got comparable aid. Pension reforms were debated but difficult to undo due to post-war compromises. Outside Germany, the Waffen SS legacy took new, troubling forms, especially in Eastern Europe. Locally recruited SS veterans were honored as national fighters against Soviet occupation. Marches honoring Latvian SS divisions drew sharp criticism from Jewish groups and the EU. These events showed how the Waffen SS image became tied to post-Soviet identity politics. In Germany, attitudes shifted again. Open admiration for the Waffen SS became taboo. SS symbols were banned. But far-right groups online used SS imagery, portraying them as models of strength. German authorities cracked down, calling it a threat to democracy. Academics shifted to historical context. Scholars analyzed how ideology, discipline, and violence merged. Their research showed the Waffen SS was an armed extension of Nazi politics, not separate. Social historians explored how post-war Germany's silence reflected its struggle with guilt and memory. Today, few veterans remain. Associations vanished, but their legacy lives in debates and myths. 80 years later, their story warns how history is reshaped and how long its echoes last. Found this insightful? Watch what happened to the Hitler Youth next. A look at how Hitler's devoted organization faced the end of the Reich.